Blog Talk Radio.
The motherfucking saga continues.
Yo, what's up, world? It's badass thuggin' like I usually do, and you better turn it up, bust some speakers out, cause we off the motherfucking cuff. You dig how we do it? Dog Pound Gangsters 2000 and beyond. Bless.
What's up with it, John? Man, don't change that down. This your play apartment, the legendary Cocaine. And you tuned in live to Off the Cuff Radio. Better not touch that down.
Yeah, this is Cassidy, the hustler. And right now, you listening to the Guillotine. Show them the respect they deserve, man. Off the Cut Radio, man. Y'all already know how they doing it, man. I need y'all to stay tuned. They've been doing it for years, so show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out of bars, mouth. Easy.
Keep it moving like this. Yo, this your boy Rampage. You're not rocking with the best. With Off the Cuff Radio. Classic. History. Fix your face to all you haters. We off the cuff, baby.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, Bonnie Dollars, the Queen of Trap, representing Crenshaw, and you are now tuned in with Off the Cuff Radio. What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Miss Irresistible, giving a shout-out to the live show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, and I'm live from the 704.
Timo, where you at, bro? Oh, man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Where you at? Goodie Mob. Come on, man. They ain't gonna lock us up. Come on.
Yeah, that's why they want to let me up there, man. They tripping. Man, boy, appreciate you, Drake. God dang. Boy, it's big, man. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all, man.
Yeah.
Salute the Outcast, man. The boy there, man. Hey, if it weren't for them, shit. Why? I tell you.
I appreciate the love. Ain't never been a scrub. We bumping in the club. They dap and give me hugs. The music is a drug. I'll be your main plug. I'm floating on the rug. You slower than the slug. That barbecue is thugs. That's where I like to grow. I think you give me shoulder shrugs. While I'm playing Dig Dug, got a homie named Spud. Some liquor in the jug. These parties going up. Chicago with the Cubs going. I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm driving in the Lexus. These haters wanna test us. These criminals confessing. They overly aggressive. In public you corrected and randomly selected. Then suddenly rejected. Then sit back to your section. Done with no affection. You part of the collection. Boy, this might just be a blessing. On that rest like salad dressing. Built up to perfection. I'm loving her complexion and that order her the package. Say I'm pushing, never resting. Where you at, Timo? I know where that man is. Where you at, Timo? I thought Timo could be up there with you. Where you at, Timo? 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 I'm right here, standing in the clear, drinking on the beer, shed a couple tears, overcome the fear, I've been influenced by my peers, lay back in the gutter, bring it up from the rear, popping off a shot cause it's a brand new year, I say to myself, people think I act weird, dodging all the gossip that they putting in my ear, passing all these haters so I try to stay clear, fresh golf glove, dropping brand new gear, from the bottom of the barrel to the top of the tier, I'ma finish what I start, I'ma start what I finish, I'ma pop pies, baby, I'ma eat my spinach. Where you at, Timo? So where you at, Timo? So where you at, Timo? 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 Where you at? On the green, hunting for the eagle. My Scotty is so lethal. She killing from the people. She made just like a Newport. I guess that's why she do more. She can't come off the tee, but she part of not a pooper. You know she like to drink, and she always got a hookah. Always hit the target, cause she is a straight shooter. Eyes on the prize, and I think she play the Buddha. And the line be the Judah. Pistol be a Ruger. Stopper, she a cougar. Wrestle Lex Luger. Gotta stand so grand, got a band with a tuba. Deep sea fishing, I done caught me a tuna. Overseas, baby, I'ma do it like Luda. And Outcast.
Yeah. Live and direct, off the cuff radio, episode 679. I'm your host, King Eric, the media assassin, and this show is sponsored by Screwball Radio, Da Vinci Clothing, Cocaine's Buddy Boy Entertainment. I'm going to have my partner T-Max joining me shortly. I'm waiting for him to get back on the line. But nevertheless, man, oh, here he is right here. Bring him on the stage. What's good, homie?
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Another tremendous Thursday on the freshest internet, incredible of all time, off the cuff radio. Shout out to our co-hosts in spirit, Ilana Sandman and Lady Chinchilla, and of course, DJ Sincere, Dirty Basement Radio. And we are live and direct with another awesomely special show. I don't think, King, that we can give full appreciation and justice to this man's pedigree in terms of the crew he comes from, which is one of the most consequential, incredible, and historical collectives ever, not only coming out of Atlanta, but hip hop as a whole. This man, along with Pat Brown, rest in peace, Tariq Wade, Ray Murray, Outkast, CeeLo Green, Big Gip, Mr. DJ. I mean, there's so many others. Cool Breeze.
That tree is legendary.
Man, the Dungeon family, without question, in terms of what they have contributed since the early 90s of hip hop with that Atlanta Renaissance, has been an unmistakable and incredible and indelible brand. Their influence is far beyond measure. And this man we have on tonight is here to discuss his part of it in terms of his legendary career and his new solo project as well. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Timo Goodie. Welcome to Off the Cuff Radio. Welcome.
Yes, sir. And big shout out to Fleetwood for making this connection happen. Welcome to the show, man.
Yes.
Man, what's good with y'all good people, man? I really appreciate that intro, man. It was epic, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm very humbled, man, by everything and all the opportunities brought this way, man. I really, really appreciate it, man, wholeheartedly, y'all. I don't take nothing for granted, man, for sure.
Man, look, Timo, this is an honor. We had Cujo on a couple of years ago. I mean, we had Slim Calhoun, on a few years back as well. And we have you. I mean, how lucky, how blessed can we be to have so many of the collective on our show, man? We thank you, and thanks to Fleetwood for bringing us together.
Man, it's about timing, man. It's all in divine timing, and I don't never, like I said, I don't take the credit for it. Let the Most High have all the credit, because without him, man, the MO wouldn't be in y'all face right now, man, with the new project and the new energy and everything that the new moon bringing to us, man, for this season that we're living in right now, man. I'm just very thankful and ready to go. I'm talking about ready to blow, ready to go right now, man. I'm sitting on ready, waiting on go, man, just like on the album, man. Last cut on the record, man.
Man, look, for what you all have done, what you have done individually, hip hop would be very, very, very different without the Dungeon family and Goodie Mob, doing what you all have done. From the beginnings in early 1990s, coming out of Atlanta, of course, you had Jermaine Dupri with Criss Cross, you had Dallas Austin. I mean, Atlanta was literally the black mecca for that time and still is. Tell us about you all's history, how you all came together, and did you all know that across 3 decades that you would leave that footprint of freshness all over the galaxy?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It all started with me. I was a student at Morris Brown College, and I used to ride down the street and I used to see these signs that Haywood Studios on the telephone poles. I didn't believe that I was a rapper at the time. I really thought that my calling was to be a DJ, because I grew up watching DJ Toomp, going to his house when I was in high school, and going to this other and DJ Mike Webster. They was the only people that I knew. Parents had enough money to buy them all the real nice equipment, the 1200 Technique turntables and the New Mark mixer, Everything that we were
Man.
rapping about, man. If you had that equipment back in the day, man, you was real special, man. That's how I looked at it. So I wanted to come over and watch you and just get some game and just get some knowledge and learn all about the hip hop game, man. But I'm gonna tell you who really influenced me and inspired me, man. And I'm gonna say it was Too Short. Too Short was a part of my background also. He really just kind of made rap seem to be so simple and easy that almost anybody can do it. Even though it was very complex what he was doing, when you good at what you do, you always make it look so easy. So without saying nothing else, man, I ain't gonna lie. My uncle, I was blessed enough to have an uncle that owned one of the livest clubs on the northwest side of town, which was called Charles Disco. So my uncle was one of the owners of Charles Disco. So I felt like I had somewhere to at least play the music. So I took my own money, went to Haywood Studio. I recorded my first record over at Haywood Studio. I called myself Cold T at the time. I wasn't even T-Mo. So I did a record, man. I forgot the name of the record, man. It's been so long ago. But when I did the record, I took it down to
Looks like we lost contact for a minute, King, but we're going to get him back on.
Yeah. We'll bring him back on. Now it is sometime with technical difficulties, but yeah, we're going to bring him back on.
Definitely.
I'm going to exit him out, then I'm going to bring him back.
Got you.
Wait a minute. He might be back right now. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yeah, we about to get some good history here, man. So I'm gonna bring him back on. Okay, he's trying to get back on now. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bump him off and I'm gonna bring him back. Pause.
Got you.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Okay, we'll wait for him to come back on. But yeah, we here live and direct. Episode 679, Off the Cuff Radio. We got T-Mo Goodie about to come back in and going to give us some dope history about how they got started, where they're going, the journey within the industry. We got a good lineup going on, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And when you think about it, at that time, when we look at what was going on in Atlanta with hip hop during the 1990s, easily Outkast is considered probably the preeminent force. But when you think about what was going on, in the aforementioned, when we talked about Dallas Austin, of course, Jermaine Dupri and what he did. He's back on.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Technology behavior. So anyway, man, what I was trying to tell you, well, me and Cujo decided we were gonna go to the studio and do a record together.
Okay.
With his new dude named Ed. Ed was the producer. So at the same time, I still was feeling my solo stuff. So was Cujo. So Cujo did a song called Mr. Cujo and the Wheat Poppers. I did another solo song. And then we just finally said, you know what, let's do something together. So we did a record called Worse in the Second Verse. So on that song, I felt like speaking out to the climate that we were living in. We were going to college at Morris Brown College. And believe it or not, the Atlanta students were outnumbered by the out-of-towners, which felt really crazy. It was more New York and Detroit and West Coast from LA's kids than it was from Atlanta, which was crazy to me. But that's what it was. So when we would talk, we would be in class, and some of the students would be like, man, y'all are country, man, y'all country, man, y'all country. So that used to kind of like get up under our skin a lot, man. It got up under my skin in particular. I ain't gonna even lie. It just was like, hold on, white, y'all here in my city calling us country. You know what I'm saying? So on one of the lyrics, I can't remember the whole rap because it's been so long ago, man. But I said, not from Manhattan, but Atlanta's where it's happening. So I know I was probably one of the first folks from the ATL. It was a rap artist that was just trying to give Atlanta its own light, because we had rap artists at the same time. We had Raheem the Dream, we had Kilo, but they weren't really like they were trying to shine for Atlanta, they just had some dope music. It was really like club ready, strip club ready, you know, radio ready records. There was real fire records, but they weren't really like trying to represent Atlanta, which was okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing wrong with not representing Atlanta. But me and Cujo was on a different mission. So we not only did we get bothered from people that were at our school, we decided to go down to this spot called a Warehouse. At the time, it was called the Phoenix Dance Club. And then they changed the name of it to the Warehouse. Well, at the Warehouse, they used to have this thing called a Pass the Mic contest. So me and Cujo used to go down there to the Pass the Mic contest. It was this dude named Greg. I ain't gonna call his whole name out no more, but you know, I love him. He good people, man. He ended up being good people. He part of my fabric, but he would never let me get up on the stage and rap for some weird reason, man. He would always overlook people that was from Atlanta. He would always just look all over my head, to the side of me, up under me, through me, but wouldn't let me get on the stage. So we did that about 2 weeks. Did it 2 weeks in a row because we really wanted to get our opportunity to get up there in front of people and rap. But he would not let us do it. So I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, I ain't the biggest dude in the world, but one thing about me, I'm passionate about what I believe in. So I was like, you know what? Next time we go up here, I'm gonna snatch the microphone from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna snatch this microphone and I'm getting up on the stage. He ain't finna stop me. I dare that joke to stop me. Like, I was really that passionate about getting on this stage, man. I was more amped up. I had more adrenaline running than anything else. I was just really amped up and lit, ready to snatch this microphone when I went that particular night. I grabbed the microphone and they were playing Deep Cover. So dude kept it and pumped the record, DJ. So I snatched the microphone. I went out there. He pumped the record. They were playing Deep Cover. So I started my rap. I'm busting off a freestyle. So I probably rapped about 2-3 minutes. Next thing you know, they were saying, pass the mic. So hey, it was okay. That was like, to me, the beginning of Atlanta standing up for itself. Because it was this dude, I said on the other interview, dude named Zoo Man Miller. He's a comedian, very well-known comedian. When I tell you that man used to get on the stage and tear it down, he had the crowd under his command. Anything he got up there and did, they just believed in it. He rocked out. He was just connected with the people. He was a freestyle genius. Me and Cujo were more so songwriters. I learned that I was more of a songwriter than a freestyle genius. That really wasn't my thing. My thing was getting a pad and pen and trying to put together something on paper and rap to the beat, which is a different skill. Those are two different skills. Freestyling and writing records are two different skills. But me and Cujo decided they had an opportunity where they were going to let all these groups come up and battle against each other. And the winner of the battle won some free tickets to the Grand Poobah concert that was coming up real soon at the Fox Theater. So at the time, man, Grand Poobah was one of our favorite rappers, man. We just thought he was just so fly and so saucy, man. He just had style and swag. You know, we just was on it, man. We thought that was the place to be and a place to go. So after we entered the contest, it came all the way down to me and Cujo and Gip and the East Point Chain Gang, which was so crazy. So the crowd, you know, the guy that was hosting the particular show, he put his hands over me and Cujo. They say, yeah. Then he put his hands over the East Point Chain Gang. Yeah. So it was like a battle back. They were trying to figure out which one was the loudest. Then finally, me and Cujo won. We were the loud. They were cheering for us the loudest. So me and Cujo won the Grand Poobah tickets and a bottle of Hennessy, a bottle of liquor. So, man, we walk around the club, man, celebrating, drinking liquor. Rest in peace, my brother Bean. Bean was our dancer at the time, so he was just up there just swagging, just dancing while we were rapping. So we just had a little thing going. And, man, we drank all that liquor, man. We took them tickets with us home, man, and went to the Grand Poobah concert when it was time, man. But that was like the beginning of people knowing me and Cujo as the Lumberjacks. But me and Cujo started with the group Goodie Mob. But what ended up happening is we got a deal with some managers, some guys that graduated with us. They came into some cash. Their grandparents left them some cash money. So they decided they wanted to manage us, you know, as a group, because they ended up inheriting Diamonds and Pearls, which was a nightclub that was side by side that later became the second 112 that was located on Chapel Ridge Road. Yes, it later became one. So we felt like we had everything we needed. We had some money, we had some people behind us that they ain't know nothing about the music industry, but they had to connect to the club, to the nightclub. So we felt like we had to connect to the nightclub. Somebody gonna come in there and catch us and recognize us and give us a record deal one day. That was our thought process, which it didn't work out that particular way. We ended up meeting some really good people. That I ended up meeting Too Short. I ended up meeting Lisa Lopez there. I ended up meeting Tupac at the club. He came one night. They threw him out the club. You know what I'm saying? Because he was smoking weed in the club.
Right.
That was pre-smoking weed in the club. At that time, it wasn't fashionable or cool for nobody to smoke weed in the club. They'd throw your tail up out of there. But and that's what ended up happening in the park. But it was a great opportunity, like I say, for us to get in front of some more people and perform and get some more practice performing on the stage. But when all that died down, our homeboys ended up losing the club, and 112 ended up buying it. We decided we would record more records. So we went back into the lab, recorded some more records. We ended up running into Rico, Pat, and Ray. We said, let's go over there and get 2 tracks from them, because we had recorded like 23 records out of our own pocket. So we didn't think we needed them for nothing but some music, but for some good production, because there was some of them boys that had the new drum machine. They had that MPC 60, and we was like, man, that thing was $2,500 at the time, and that was a lot of money back then. Like the average folk could not afford to buy no $2,500 drum machine, but they had 2 of them. So we decided to go over there, man, and get some tracks from them. And when we got some tracks from them, Rico was like, yo, we know we got a good relationship with L.A. Reid, man. You know, he about to sign Outkast. They might be able to give y'all a deal. We don't know. But at the time, this group named PA, Parental Advisory, with
yeah,
that was, to be honest, I'm glad I'm saying this, because I'm giving them their flowers too. They were actually the first Dungeon Family members. They was the first Dungeon Family group to break out. They ended up signing to Pebbles. I forgot what her record label was at the time, but Pebbles had her own record label, and they signed to Pebbles, and they did their first video. They had like a big time video and money put behind them and everything. So they was the first, man. And they gave us love. We didn't end up getting in the video and all that type of stuff, but they were trying to show love, and they were part of the Dungeon Family at that particular time. But Outkast was up next. Outkast was younger, and they wanted to, they respect, one thing I will say, they respected me, Cujo, Gip, and Lo a lot more. And they wanted us to be deeply embedded in their project, because they just like our lingo, and they like what we had to say a little bit more than PA did at that time. PA, they had their swag going on too, so they were a lot more confident in what they had. They didn't feel like they needed to have all us on their album like that at the time. We didn't really know them that well. We just came over there and kind of just started getting acquainted with people. But Outkast was like, look, we want them on our project. We want them on the project. So when they got signed to LaFace, I'll never forget. It was during the December, during the Christmas holidays, because I was in school. And Rico called, and Rico was like, yo, man, Mo, we want you to come down. Outkast wants you to get on this record. I said, boy, say less, I'm on the way. I jumped in the car, pulled up. They had the beat playing. I hear voices in my head. CeeLo had just laid the hook. So it was just playing. And I'm like, oh, man, that thing is dope. So I said, I think I got to rap. No, let me tailor make something. Let me write something right now on the spot. So I just started right to it. I went in there and I started laying the track, and everybody was in there just smiling and just happy, just excited for the energy. And I laid the rap. They was like, ooh, that thing jam. They said, it's jam. I said, oh, it is. Y'all like it? Man, yeah, we love it. So from there, man, we ended up finishing the Outkast project. They flew us with them, man, up to New York when they released the project on April 26th. And man, 1994, and it was beautiful, man. That was my first time ever going to New York City. It was for the Outkast album release party, man. We were so excited, so happy. And that was the beginning, man. That was really the true beginning of the Goodie Mob and the Outkast. And if you go back and you listen to that first Outkast, you'll see how Outkast singled out Big Gip. They singled out CeeLo, and they considered me and Cujo as Goodie Mob. They didn't call out that, they called us Goodie Mob at that time. You know, they said Big Gip, Goodie Mob, Outkast, PH, you know what I'm saying? So they gave us our own segment there. So that kind of would let people know that's really trying to dig into the real history of the group. They would see that CeeLo and Gip wasn't even in the group at first. The way they became members of our group, Ian Burke decided that he talked to L.A. Reid. L.A. was like, I want to sign all of them. I want to sign Outkast.
Oh, wow.
I want to sign CeeLo. I want to sign Gip. I want to sign the Goodie Mob. I want to sign all of them. I like them all. So Ian was like, man, let me tell you, you know, what we can do is, y'all, if y'all willing to do it and y'all with it, we may be able to just sign everybody under the umbrella of Goodie Mob. And then after we just get everybody in the building, you all can kind of break off into your own entities. We said, man, you brilliant. You brilliant, Ian. You brilliant. That's it, bro. That's the move. That's the movie, bro. So we ended up signing as Goodie Mob, all 4 members. And when we signed with Goodie Mob, we got a good deal, a decent deal, but it put us in the studio. So we ended up renting out Curtis Mayfield's old home, which was located in Southwest Atlanta, just so we can get the flavor. We can get all that, whatever he left in the atmosphere, any musical spirits, anything he left in there, we wanted to connect with him and make sure we made it funky. That's all. We just wanted to have a hot album, a hot record. So we rented out his home for probably, 2-3 months. We lived in the house recording every night, laying there together, listening to music together, living together, just learning each other a little bit more and just trying to gel, man, as a group. So it became more than just 3 separate entities. We became like family living up in there. So we weren't even at that particular time concerned with breaking off into solo entities. We wanted to make the Goodie Mob thing work because we knew it wasn't any 4-man group out there like us. And we just felt like we had something to say at that particular time. And man, we just recorded that first album, Soul Food. We dropped that thing out, man. And man, we were crying sitting there listening to that thing when it first came out. And to give you some real true Atlanta history from the radio standpoint, Cell Therapy was the first record ever played on Hot 107.9.
Oh, wow.
And I ain't talking about hip-hop record. I'm talking about first piece of wax ever spent on their radio station.
Oh, wow. I mean, dude, we're just sitting in amazement in terms of all the jewels you just dropped. And we got to backtrack on some of this because there is so much pockets of history in terms of what you said that we have to give our listeners, our audience. Shout out to D0227. Thank you for tuning in with us. People really have to understand how this whole process was. Now, when you talked about how, you know, the whole Goodie Mob was signed under one umbrella, this is a testament to L.A. Reid and Babyface Willowface Records during that time. Because for what they were, Timo, they were powerhouses then. And it shows that they had the foresight to get all of you. The way you all came on is how RZA facilitated a deal with Loud for Wu-Tang Record, for Wu-Tang.
Wow.
Because shameless plug, sideways, but going back the way, if y'all read RZA's book, The Wu-Tang Manual, released over 20 years ago, RZA talks about it, about how he got all of them together, all 9 members, to sign. He had to get all of them together. It was a bit of egos, but he got them all together collectively as the group on Loud, and then facilitated a deal where all of them could sign their own solo projects. But the thing was to get your foot in the door.
Right.
You all started in earnest Timo, in 1991. In 3 years, you all become the foundation for what will become one of the greatest musical movements ever. What was it like during that time for artists to come in to get a deal, the whole auditioning? We got time. Tell us that whole process of what it was like in terms of, what it was. I mean, just putting it together and hoping the label would like it, then getting the budget, to record an album, the videos. I mean, take your time, please.
Well, I gotta correct you on one thing. We actually, the Goodie Mob's album came out November 7th, 1995.
Right.
Yeah, Outkast came out on April 26th.
In 94.
Yes, sir.
Right. But in terms of where you all, but in terms of when the movement in 91 started, where you all really, from when you started, and then when everybody would like eventually come on. But that 90s era, with everything that was going on, man, I mean, you look at gangster rap still in full swing, and then these two young boys in a Cadillac, two dope boys, they come in and it turns us on our head. We never heard anything like it. And then you all come in and really bring some social commentary and some soulful goodness we didn't know we needed, but we love. Dude, you are living history, all of y'all.
Especially Cell Therapy, man, because y'all was on that lane of talking about the New World Order and stuff like that. A lot of taboo topics you won't even touching on.
Yeah.
It was pure, it was the community that we surrounded ourselves with, and the people that we surrounded ourselves gave us the game that we needed. But the good thing about it, we weren't afraid to use the game in the game. You know what I mean? Because we could have been scared. Like he said, it wasn't fashionable to talk about those topics on records at that particular time. People weren't talking about that type of stuff. But these young ladies that were around us all the time, I got to give Joy her flowers because Joy brought them around. Girl named Chris, girl named Samantha, they turned us on to these videotapes, these VCR tapes. And they had all that stuff about the New World Order, about the gas pipelines, about the concentration camps, and all that stuff they turned us on to. We didn't know nothing about that before they turned us on to that type of stuff. And that kind of enlightened us about the telephone, about the cameras on the telephone poles. None of that stuff was existing at the time. But they told us that it was coming. So it kind of awakened us, our conscious membranes and allowed us to say, look, we got to make some music that's just deeper than talking about girls and, our cars and the jewelry we rocking and all this trash that's out here. I mean, not really trash, but just everything that everybody else doing. Let's create our own lane. You know what I'm saying? Let's take the road, let's travel, because that way we'll be seen a lot quicker if we in a lane by ourselves as opposed to being in line behind everybody talking about the same thing. You know what I mean? And then that'll give us, an identity with Outkast, two dope boys in a Cadillac. What would it look like with us coming out with four dope boys in the Cadillac? You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be like, okay, they're right behind them doing the same exact thing. What's interesting, what's cool about that? That's like, so commercial. That's just so, no thought process behind that whatsoever. So, we just different types of guys, man. Just decided that, being that we from the Martin Luther King, the Minister Louis Farrakhan era, we were being enlightened at that particular time also. So we kind of just wanted to incorporate sprinkles of that in our music also, just to give the people, a variety of substance coming out the South, and letting the people know. I know one thing we knew, that the New York artists, they came with consciousness. They were conscious. That's what taught me. Listening to KRS, BDP, listening to Public Enemy, that's what they came with. So we definitely students of the game when it comes to them. We definitely behind them. We definitely were learning from them, learning from NWA about how to rock as a group, and how to come hard with stuff and not be worried about being censored. Just say what's on your mind, and people gonna respect you from your realness, as opposed to trying to be, tailor-made to what's going on. You know what I mean? So all of that kind of helped us to formulate the lane that we were gonna take and the substance and the things we decided we wanted to rap about. And I appreciate all those artists, you know, from Scarface. Man, that's one of my homies right now. To
One of
this
the
day,
best ever. Oh my goodness.
man,
Top 5.
tell you how real Scarface so real that I can call him on the phone right now and he gonna pick up. What's up, nephew? What you up to? What you doing? How you hitting him? Like, I mean, he the realest, man. Like, just I ain't gonna front, man. This industry, the older artists, I'm not really connected well with the younger artists, but I do love anybody that's in the hip hop game. I just love you just for your effort, just for loving what I love. I'm in with you. You know what I mean? I don't judge nobody for what they got to say, because we all are vessels and we all being used, you know, in certain ways that people may not understand today, but they may get it 5-6 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't diss nothing nobody do, but I just try to do what I do to the best of my ability, to the fullest. That's why I name myself To the Fullest. But man, we didn't know that Atlanta hip hop was gonna take off the way that it did. But one thing we did know that Atlanta just is hard, man, with so many flavorful people. We just felt like,
tell it.
It's so much flavor down here in Atlanta. We just knew that once Atlanta got a chance to get on the microphone for real, and people get a chance to just listen to some Atlanta rappers, we felt like we might have a shot at being heard. As far as the legacy, as far as going #1, doing all that type of stuff, we didn't know that, man. You never know that until you do it. You know what I mean? So we didn't know that, but we did know that it was a big East Coast, West Coast beef at that time. We felt like we were gonna come right on in the middle of that beef and get a world something to look at outside of just the East Coast and the West Coast. And we had the financial means, meaning we had L.A. Reid behind us and LaFace and Arista Records behind us. We knew that we could do some good videos. We can get out on the road and promote on promotional tours, and we can give ourselves a fighting chance in this game, man. And we did that. We really appreciate, and I take my hat off to LA and Face just for believing in us. And they believed in us so much, if you think about it. Shoot, Face decided to do a movie and put Soul Food out as a movie.
Man, when you think about it, Mo, you all from in 3 years, well, 2 years actually, and even 2 in 1 year, the imprint of the whole collective. Outkast album drops. TLC drops Waterfalls, that is produced by Organized Noise. You all drop your debut in 95. I mean, and this is not even counting Society of Souls album that was underrated. Oh my God. And then Andre 3000 saying, before he was known as 3000, but the Source Awards, he said the South got something to say.
Yeah, revisit that stage, man, because people don't know how the Source Awards really were at that time. It was very tense.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. We sat right behind Biggie and the Junior Mafia clique. Matter of fact, we either sat right behind him or right in front of him. I can't remember. We was right there with him. And we saw Death Row come in. We saw Suge Knight. We knew that it was tense. And I was just excited because I wanted to see Snoop Dogg perform. I had never seen him in person before. I wanted to see him do all them hot records, the Chronic, On Fire, all that type of stuff. I wanted to see it live, man. So it was very, very exciting, you know, just to be in the atmosphere of the industry at that time. Being a young kid, being in my early 20s, it was exciting, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was a super fan for everything. But what set it off is when Suge came up on the stage and was talking about, if you want to get with a record label, you know, with a record
produce all of the videos,
all in the record, and I all in the videos. God, come over to Death Row. Like, I actually saw that with my own 2 eyes. Like, it wasn't even on TV. I saw it, heard it, and felt the energy. And the energy, man, it was, man, you could cut it with a knife, bro. It was serious in the building. Because you thinking like, man, we in New York City, Madison Square Garden, all these people in here, from New York, that joker just fired off on kind of like on everybody, kind of sort of. But at the same time, if you would have seen the people he came in the building with,
Oh,
you'd have known they came for
we heard the
business.
story.
Bro, we knew.
Oh, but
we know a few people from
like
there.
the whole time. Man, it was some big old jokers, man. I mean, he had some neck breaking looking jokers in there, man. I mean, everybody looked like they was 6'5", 300 pounds. The whole, man, it was about 20 or 30 of them big old jokers. So we was like, oh man, they come to fight. Like, they come to get to it. They want to get the party started. So to be in that energy, and it actually was a fight that took place right after it was over with. When the TV stopped rolling, folks started jumping over the seats and running up after folks and running and gunning, jumping and running. So it got to be kind of real hectic up in there, man. But we didn't get into nothing, and nobody want to do nothing to us. But they did when we came up on the stage and Outkast received their award. The people were booing. So that hit us, man, because we were like, dang, we thought we would get love, from New York, man. We ain't never shown nothing but love to anybody in the hip hop game. That's how we were looking at it. Like, dang, for us to get this. So I know that's where Dre was coming from, that in his heart, man. He was like, damn, that was shocking, for us to get booed when we felt like, y'all the folk that made us platinum. Now, the same folk that helped make us, what we are today, gonna boo us right now. So that just felt really weird up on the stage to get booed and look down and see the people in the face, look at people in the eyes and see it was love still in the house. I could tell. Like I'm looking at Snoop Dogg, I'm looking at Suge, I'm looking at all them folks, just looking at them in their face, just trying to feel where their energy was coming from. And they was all looking like cool, like they was just looking like, okay, shit, there they go, okay, look at that, love, it wasn't no beef or nothing. So we were still, like I say, breaking new territory, breaking new turf as artists. Outkast went on their first album, we hadn't even put no album out, so all that was new. Coming from Atlanta, it was new. Ain't nobody from Atlanta out there. Wasn't no T.I., wasn't no G's, wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? Wasn't none of them people holding the ATL flag at the particular time by ourselves. So, we were way outnumbered by everybody. You know what I mean? Which is a total different story right now. But
it's our baby. Hold on, Timo. It's our big sister Kenya. Hey, girl.
Kenya, what's good?
Hey. Oh, man. Thank you, Kenya. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Stay with us for the whole thing. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was just a different, like I said, different climate at that time. We were way outnumbered by everybody, but we were standing up in the middle, representing the ATL to the fullest, man. That's really all it was, man. I'm glad Dre said what he had to say, because I ain't know what I would have said if they grabbed that microphone, giving that mic to me, man, because the tension was real high, bro. It was real high. Everybody was just really feeling really awkward at that particular time. But I'm glad he said what he said, man, because it stuck like glue. It stuck like grits, man. For real.
Man,
coming up around that time period, man, like it was very hard for a lot of acts outside of the New York spectrum to really get that love in a way. I mean, it didn't come from the rappers, but it mainly came from like a lot of these publications.
Yeah.
And it's wild, man, because to give our listeners the historical context of it, when you listen to the albums between 1993 and 96, when you think about All Eyes on Me, when you think about Illmatic, Ready to Die, Enter the Wu-Tang, OC's Word Life, the Above the Rim soundtrack, Scarface's The Diary, you all brought something that was home cooked and set the template for groups like Nappy Roots and all of them in that same vein. Shout out to Big V. But how do I say this, y'all? Mo, when y'all did Cell Therapy, I didn't get it at first, because it was so different. But the more I listened to it and ultimately heard the album, I was like, this album will be remembered as groundbreaking, prophetic, prescient, and absolutely a historical reference piece. 30 years ago, you were talking about things on that record that we're seeing occur today. You all were that far ahead of the curve speaking on what was happening in society. That is the definition of genius. That is the definition of creativity. It is the
Foresight.
imperative of impact. Absolutely.
Man, like I
Um,
said, it was timing,
um,
man. It was just perfect timing for
yes.
it to come at that particular time, man. Because everybody, we definitely can't say that we weren't influenced by Luke Skywalker and the Two Live Crew. I mean, we listened to
Right.
that. I jammed to that. I put that in my record player, my CD player, and I rocked out to all that NWA. We rocked out to all that. But when the Lord, man, decided to use you for a purpose, it's like we could go in there and try to rap whatever we want, but it came out the way that it came out.
Right.
We were young
Right.
kids at the time. We were young, youthful kids at the time that was going to the strip clubs. That was hanging out in the clubs. There was mischief. There was up to stuff, man. You know, doing little crazy things we shouldn't have been doing. Going to jail, getting locked up. All that type of stuff was happening to us too. We just didn't glorify it. You know what I mean? We didn't
Right.
talk
Right. Right.
because we was ashamed of it as opposed to trying to gain fame from it. You know, we wanted to get better from our mistakes instead of trying to, let people think that that was the thing to do. You know what I mean? So by me doing stupid stuff and getting in trouble for it, I ain't really talk about it too much on my record. I might have a one or two, I might have tapped on it, but a little bit, but I didn't stay there. I didn't stay there long because I understood, the influence of music. And music is powerful, man. So we knew that our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, our cousins, older and younger, were listening to what we say, and we try to record the records, man, with a sense of responsibility. To be honest with you, and we didn't know why. We just, like I said, when you're being used for something great, sometimes you don't understand why. It just seemed to happen naturally, like that, man. And that's just the way it was, man. We just decided that this had been said, that had been said, but what we saying and what we trying to say right now, and the direction we trying to come in, it hadn't been done before. It just hadn't been. From Atlanta standpoint, from a Southern standpoint, it was all new turf. And we trying to step all on it at that particular time, bro. For real.
Me-
And you
Dude,
guys
I
going,
got.
I was like, you
Go ahead,
guys
King. Go ahead.
going back to the Soul Food album, and remember those experiences of recording that album. What were like some of the songs to this day resonated to you from that album?
Man, I would say Soul Food for sure, man, because that was one of the things that I would do every Thursday with my family, my entire family. My grandmama would cook for everybody. So that was, we would call it. It was every Thursday. Then when we got bigger, we would eat so much. She would do it once a month. So it would be the fourth Thursday every month. My whole family would get together, eat collard greens, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, and we would fellowship as a family, hang out as a family, talk about current issues and fun things, laugh together, tell jokes together, play games together, and just spend time as a family, as a unit. And so that song really connects with me so much because I was just talking about on my verse, I was kind of talking about my first verse, my experience with my family on Thursday. When I talk about my Tamika and Tiffany outside tripping and skipping rope, I can just visually see that when I'm pulling up, just see them outside having fun, just being family, man, loving life and living life so jovial and so innocently at that particular time. So that song really connects with me. Cell Therapy connects with me because Chris and Sam and Joy and all them was trying to bust around. Everybody was trying to enlighten us with Behold a Pale Horse, with some DVDs that were talking about the New World Order and the gas pipelines and the concentration camps and the cameras on the telephone poles. And I would see one on the way out to Leonard Square. It was always one camera. It was weird as all get out. Didn't know who had it up because it wasn't even like it is now. It was just one camera that just sit up right on the way to Leonard Square out by Buford Highway, a little white camera. It was in the center lane. And I don't even know, like I said, who was looking through that camera. We had no idea, but When I saw the things that Sam and Chris were turning us on to with the VHS tape, it started connecting. I'm like, okay, I just saw a camera. So wow, they do have cameras watching us like this. Now
Surveillance.
we're being surveilled. It wasn't surveillance right now. We don't even know who's watching. But now,
Right.
worry about the microchip being placed on our hands. Worry about the mark of the beast. You weren't gonna be able to buy, sell, or trade them without having the mark of the beast. And now, look at it. Now you buying, selling, and trading everything from the mark of the beast from your phone. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to stick it in your skin. It's on top of your skin at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking on it, we do business on it. We live through it. We wake up in the morning, you grab your phone. You want to see what time it is. You want to see what's going on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the most social sites that's out there. You trying to connect with. To me, that's the computer chip, because it's a computer chip in this phone. They didn't have to stick it in your skin because you ain't gonna be nowhere without it. You don't even. They got it the way you don't want to go nowhere without it. You can buy from it. You scan in the store, bing, you get everything from it. You get money from it, cash out, everything, man. You sell it, you can sell your products, take a picture of it, put it for sale on different sites. Everything is being done right here in front of our face, just like they said it, but it might not be as we thought it would.
It wasn't overt. It wasn't overt in terms of what we thought it might be in terms of it wasn't covert, but it's now overt. Perfect segue, Mo. When we look at it, we came up in an era of hip hop in terms of journalism and listening, in terms of consuming. There was no digital media. There was no YouTube. There was no Twitter. There was no Instagram, no Facebook, no MySpace back then. So, and cell phones was something, and you were OG, so back in the day, if you had if you had a pager back in the day, you was doing it. You had a cell phone, them big Motorola flips, you was balling.
I had me one, baby. Yes, sir.
Man, tell us about what it was back in the day in terms of the grassroots, getting out there, getting the music to the people without the social media marketing, because you all had talent in abundance, but you still all had to get out there and show the people. What was it like in a world before all of that, how you all interacted? And I've been to Atlanta. I'll get on that in a second. The first time I went, and I ain't want to leave, but I'll get to that in a second, especially after we drove past Spelman. But boy, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, so really, it was about trying to get a demo tape together. When I was in the 12th grade, I had to do, they used to rap named John Dre, and I was going to be his DJ. So we were trying to figure out how to get him signed. I looked on the back of an NWA record, and I called the record company. And the lady told me to put together a demo CD and a package together and send it to them, and they'll get back with us on everything. So I said, okay, that's how they do it. You got to put together a demo package, a picture, photo of yourself. You got to have
electronic press kit.
Yep, electronic press kit. And I'm talking about even before then. You just had to have a black and white picture of your group. They're like a professional picture. You had to have a tape. Wasn't even no CDs at the time. I remember before CDs, you had to have a tape. So you had your tape, you have a picture, and you had to write up a bio of yourself. Where you from, what you're all about, and everything, all that type of stuff. And you had to copyright your music. You had to make sure you ghetto copyrighted. What you do is put it in a package and mail it back to yourself and don't open it. That way you have a U.S. postage stamp on there showing when that you actually send it through U.S. government mail. So that would stand up in court as long as it wasn't opened up.
That's crazy. Man. When I have every Source magazine from 1994 when I really started reading. One of the, and I have every Double XL from 1997. I'm saying this because the Redman issue from 1994, the double cover he did, that issue stands out to me because that was the Atlanta issue that really told us about the city and everything that was going on. I mean, Lenox Mall, Greenbrier, Phoenix. Just I meant to say Freaknik. Freedman shoes. Of course, when Eric Sermon had his Peachtree Motors. I mean, dude, Atlanta. The first time I went in 1995, I was just blown away. And the women, oh my goodness. Woo! I was 17, 16, 17 years old the first time I went to Atlanta. And I was like, this is the A? We drove by Spelman and I was like, I brought to my parents, just let me out and just let me go crazy out there for about 8-9 hours. I'll be all right.
Okay. You must have been here during the Freaknik time or something, man, because I know when the Freaknik came.
I'm gonna tell you, that is one of the bucket lists in my life I did not get to do because, you got to remember, we still young niggas, man. So it's like,
hey, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that.
You good. Yeah, but it's like, you're thinking about it, Mo. Freaknik back in that day was something. When we think about what it cost, because we were young niggas, man. So it's like we in high school. So to even try to put up a battle plan to get out there was, getting the money was one thing. Getting down there was another. And we heard the stories about Freaknik. Once you get down there, it's just gloves off. Go get it. Everything's out there for you. Shout out to Kenya who's joining us because she stayed, representing Death Row and out in LA. She stayed in Atlanta for some years, made a name out there. And is one of the most extremely talented and decorated fashion and costume, stylists out there, y'all. Love her dearly. Atlanta in the 90s, we look at Atlanta now and the press y'all got that is nothing but just swag and glamour. In the 90s, y'all were still having it. Y'all had the Falcons. Dion was there. Y'all had the Braves. I could go on and on. Dude.
Yes, sir. Man, that was a time. Time was had during those times. Good God,
and we can't forget Magic City. We got to mention Magic City.
We got to mention Magic City. Please go back to the not digital era. I did like that way better, man, because you had to get out in these clubs. You had to talk to these DJs. You had to get to these record pools, make sure your record get to the record pool, and the record pool to make sure all these mom and pop spots. You get to these small little record stores, and they'll make sure that everybody in the community hear your record. Man, we used to go to do the in stores and actually be able to connect with the people in the in stores.
Right.
Autographs, take some pictures, kiss some babies, all that good type stuff, man. That was just our way of really like blowing up. That helped us really, man. Just being able to actually be physically touched and being able to see people and meet people. Because to this day, I run into people that show me pictures of when we came through their neighborhood and took pictures with them, 20, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And it's amazing. I just love to see myself looking young like that. I'm like, wow, golly, those were some really good times, man. Making sure the records was out there and just having records, none of this digital crap all day long, looking at cell phones all stuck in your face all day long. That was just better times. You talk with people a lot more. You're able to talk.
Right.
Ain't got to go nowhere trying to get goddamn footage everywhere you go, trying to get content and all this crap, man. I do know that that's important now. That's why it's hard for me to adjust because I get sick of seeing folks video food. They can't eat a plate of food without trying to video you doing food. And you know what I'm saying? You go somewhere out of town, you can't even go to the beach good. You got to video yourself 30 minutes before you sit down on the beach. You take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Your girl wants you to take all these pictures of her. I'll be like, look, I don't want to take no pictures. I want to enjoy these moments. You can't enjoy the moment no more. Everything is about getting content. And I guess, like I say, that's what I'm trying to, fight with myself and understand the importance of that. And I do get it. So now we all cameramen. Everybody in the world is a cameraman right now. You ain't got to go to school for that. Just have a good phone with a good camera on the end of it, man, and start recording. And you got it.
But it's crazy though.
Part.
It's crazy because go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the crazy part about it, man, because it's like everybody is so content obsessed because the technology then gave everybody a voice now, and then gave everybody a chance to make money pretty much. So that's why they feel they got to monetize everything. Even with the time they go to bed, I'm like, you gonna narrate yourself waking up in the morning? You're gonna narrate yourself taking a shower? You're gonna narrate yourself eating breakfast? Like 24 hours a day. It's like you're your own paparazzi.
Yep.
I like how you put that, King.
Me too.
You know, when you think about it, Mo and King, and rest in peace to the late, great, legendary Robin Williams. The movie 1 Hour Photo is Cy Parrish, and he had a line in there that was just, it was so genuine in terms of what it meant, and it hit hard because he said pictures are a way of reminding you that you were there. It's different back in the days when we had the VHS or the Polaroids, you know, with the quick develop paper photos. Even looking at the magazines, y'all, because it was spontaneous. And even if it was planned out, it was something that you all knew you wanted to convey a certain vision, a certain message to the masses. You know, we were not back in the day concerned with the fuckery out there, you know, and if there was fuckery, you all knew as men, as professionals, as artists, certain things ain't meant for everybody to see, you know. And for you, Mo, you come from a different generation of OG of authenticity, because you let the music and the man speak for themselves and not let the public dictate, you know, how you should look or what you should talk about. When you see how the game has changed and how so many people are willing to put their business out there in terms of their day-to-day, like King said, and then we've seen over the past few years even more of a certain drama where niggas really got beef and want to get out there and air each other out. You came from a different time that if there was a problem, and as far as I know, you all as a collective didn't have issues with anybody, but you all understood the streets. What do you have to say as someone who's seasoned, who's knowledgeable, whose wisdom is platinum and gold and prestige and genius, and what you've observed and, you know, just what's going on? Go off with it, please.
Well, I'm just gonna say it like this, man. People just gotta understand right now that the way you come is the way that you'll be remembered. And
right.
And the way we always want to be remembered as a group that stood for something and didn't fall for everything that's going on around us, man.
Church.
And that to us is solid gold, man. Because at the end of the day, that lets you know at the end of the day, nobody else would dictate, you know, my order. Nobody will dictate my steps. I ain't gonna allow the world, I ain't gonna let money, I ain't gonna let nothing, power, none of that influence the way that Goodie Mob was gonna come. That's why Goodie Mob stood for the good die most over bullshit. So it's all these people and all these folks around us we witnessed dying over some bullshit out here, man. And that's why we knew that we had to stand for something other than what we saw going on around us, man. We lost so many brothers. I can name so many homeboys that are not here with us right now over some bullshit, some stuff that just doesn't make sense. And now it's gotten so deep to where it's bigger than just material like clothes and shoes and jewelry. It's bigger than all that now. Now the bullshit is we got people in power trying to feed us anything right now. And when I mean feed us anything, I mean feed us anything socially, and I mean feed us anything physically, like the food we eat. I'm talking about feeding us new types of salmon that's got parasites in it. They call farm raised. That's farm raised right now. That's being fed anything. They're saying salmon one of the most toxic meats ever. And if you look at it in the grocery store right now, it don't even look like the same salmon that we used to eat 5 years ago. It look already cooked right now. So to me, they're limiting our ability to eat healthy food. So right now, to me, your health is your wealth. So Timo Goodie gonna take his opportunity to try to save somebody right now. It's bigger than just saving you from each other. Now we do know that a lot of times Negroes be our worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? In the ATL, I don't know about nowhere else, but right here in the ATL, a Negro will be your worst, not a Negro, a nigga will be your worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's be who you be afraid of at night when you going to the gas station pumping your gas by yourself. That's who you're gonna be most afraid of coming up on you with that stick and laying you down and taking your car. Cause it happens here in Atlanta, GA. I don't know about nowhere else. I can only speak from what
We've
I
heard the
see.
stories. We've heard the
Yeah,
stories.
it's deadly, bro. It's deadly, but it's getting better because we got people, good people in power that's making power moves right now to try to clean up the community that they grew up in. So that's the good thing about our people in leadership down here. They from Atlanta. We got the judges that you run into in the courts. I went to court not too long ago. The funny part, this was the funniest thing I ever seen or heard in my whole life.
Hmm.
I saw the judge. Man, the judge used to bully me in middle school. So I ain't seen him since middle school. So he see me and say, I want to make before I came up in front of the people. He said, I want to go ahead and put this in front of the court system. I have a personal relationship with him. I grew up with Mr. Barnett, and anyone that has any issues with me seeing or hearing this case or proceeding in this case, speak now, and I'll gladly step down off of this case and let someone else handle it. Everybody in the court said, I'm okay. How about the solicitor? The solicitor, the doggone DA, and listen here, the DA, man, went to play football with me on the same team. Said the same thing. Look, I played football with Mr. Barnett. We grew up together, and anybody got any problem. So that let me know. I said, look here, man, we really are truly a part of this A-Town fabric. Way deeper than way deeper than I even understand it. I ain't even understand it with that serious, man. But it's really that serious. The people let them hear the case. They heard my case. It wasn't nothing but I was driving on the doggone without insurance, and it wasn't even intentional. It was my father that passed, and I was just driving the car that he owned, trying to move to my house. Police stopped me on the way, caught me in the car because they didn't have no valid insurance, but it actually did. So they dropped the case. But it just showed me, man, the power of the connection with people and having really good relationships with people and keeping them good relationships with people. That's what's most important. Building a solid foundation up under you that will carry you through life with people. Being good to people. Because the good energy that you put out into the world most definitely gonna come back on you. And the bad energy and the negative energy that you put out into this world, please believe me, it's right around the corner. It's coming back on you. It's coming back to haunt you. So I live by the law of karma. What comes around, go around. Because that law, I live by, and I see that law every single day. But back to these folks that's feeding us any kind of food, man, please listen, let me understand something. As you grow older, things in your body are going to break down naturally. It ain't nothing we can do about that. Your prostate gonna do what it want to do as you get older. And a lot of black men a lot of men in general end up having some types of prostate issues as they get older. First thing you're gonna want to do is what? You're gonna want to go to the doctor. You're gonna want to see what's going on. First thing they're gonna want to do is operate on you. They're gonna go to cutting and scratching. They're gonna do everything they can do to your body to try to get you back well. So they say, quote unquote. They're gonna put you under radiation, chemotherapy. What that's gonna do, that's gonna break down your immune system.
Yeah, it's gonna weaken you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's gonna tear you up even worse than the actual cancer itself. And little do you know, and little do the people or the doctors ever tell you, is if you just increase your sexual exercises, that will shrink your prostate.
That's true. That is facts. That is facts. That is facts.
Have you a little bit more sex? And I'm living proof because I done experienced it firsthand, bro. I ain't had no doctor touch on my body, and I do know that things have changed just by the way I eat, and to understand that sometimes you got to go ahead and stay a little more sexual active when you get older, because what ends up happening is when you don't use things on your body as you get older, you lose them. Two and a half years ago, man, I had got so small and lost so much weight because I stopped working out. I was spending more time trying to write this record, trying to finish my album, trying to just come with the most creative music. So I wasn't doing no more working out. I wasn't lifting no more weights. I wasn't doing none of that no more. I just said I'm gonna put all my time and efforts into the studio and writing and producing. I bought me some music equipment. I'm producing. But as I started coming around people, I wasn't even noticing myself. They was like, "Boy, you done lost some weight." I'm like, "I have?" They're like, "Yeah." So I got on the scale, scared myself to death. Man, I lost 30 pounds.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was just, yeah, I lost 30 whole pounds. And what ended up happening, I stopped eating like I used to. I used to eat a bunch of fast food, man. McDonald's, French fries, hamburgers, French fries, always eating for fast food because I'm on the go. In the business we in, you ain't got a whole lot of time. Even though I sing about the soul food, I ain't had time to cook it. So I'm like, look, man, I got to just hurry up and grab something right quick because I'm trying to do this, trying to do that. But then I started understanding, you know what? That's probably the reason my body is reacting the way it's reacting. It's being fed improperly. So the
Right,
once
right.
I started taking myself off of sugar, which is the devil, which is Satan. Man, if you stop eating sugar, it'll scare you to death, man, how good you start feeling. Just stop eating sugar for a couple of months and watch what happens to your body, man. It's gonna change you dramatically. And start having a little more sex, start eating watermelon, start doing things to keep your prostate working, because what your prostate does, it creates the semen. It creates semen. So when it ain't using no semen, then it's gonna, sometimes when we get older, certain things we eat and certain times it's not being used, it starts to swell. And when it swells, first thing you're gonna do when you go to the doctor, they're gonna tell you is, we gotta operate on you. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. Hey man, you do what you want to do with your own body. But the only time them people at the doctor gonna see me is if I'm bleeding. If I'm bleeding, then I gotta go and get stitched up, man. Go get somebody to fix something on me, then I gotta go. But other than that, I go to the dentist. You gotta keep your teeth fixed, because you gotta watch them too, because that fluoride they giving you, that fluoride is poison, man. It's one of the greatest poisons that we put into our body. It's fluoride. If you look at how they bring it to the doctor, man, it's got a doggone skull and bones on it, just to let you know how toxic fluoride is. And that's why they tell you, don't swallow it. Oh, don't swallow this stuff. When you go to the dentist, when they put them things in your mouth to clean your teeth, so they say, what fluoride does, it works on your brain also. It helps you to be more susceptible to listening to the bull crap that's out here too. They don't tell you that though, man. But more good is gonna enlighten you, man. Eat more fruits, eat more natural vegetables, stay away from these processed hot dogs, French fries, hamburgers, sausages, all that crap. Lay off of it for a little while. Just notice a difference. If you don't see no difference, man, go back and eat it how you want to eat it. But me personally, I stopped eating a lot of that stuff, man, and I see a really great result. I'm an older man, and I want to be around to see my grandkids live, and I want to be around to continue to enjoy life the way I'm enjoying it right now, man, to the fullest, baby.
Absolutely. Look, and also too, we also endorse everybody getting their freak on too. Just stay protected. But yes, everybody have your fun. We are never good. Look, when it comes to the ladies, King and me, we never go. We gonna tell the ladies, don't threaten us with a good time.
There you go. Nah, son. Nah.
So
that's a threat that we will take in not consideration.
Yeah. So when you think about it, Mo, and everything you said is absolutely true. When we look at the music today, you all are part of that first iteration of the Atlanta Musical Foundation. Shout out to Bowen Holmes, Techwood, Zone 6, Zone 3, all of that, man. Bankhead, Buckhead. When you think about where music is now and how it was for y'all, where do you see the change in how artists are getting on and the subject matter?
I see the change by it's not really the artist's fault per se. What it is the radio is gonna play commercial music.
Right.
And when the radio has the ability to reach more people than going to the club and then your backyard or your house. When you on the radio, it's gonna reach, it's 100,000 watts. So it's reaching as far as it can go around the city and around the outskirts of the city. So it's gonna touch more people. So what the radio plays is what the listening people call hit records. Whatever they're playing all the time, that's the hit record. So you gotta think, young artists, young people are impressionable. So when we hear this music on the radio, and when they hear this music on the radio, they're gonna think that the way you get on, the way you get a bag, the way you make money, the way you be like this particular artist is to make something that sounds similar. So their influences are the people that the radio is putting up on a pedestal. So whoever the radio is playing on the top 888 and all the records that they're playing consistently throughout the day, those are the artists that the people are going to be, that the young kids are going to want to be like, want to emulate. They're going to want to sound like and be like. They're not hearing music that sounds like Goodie Mob all the time. They're not hearing that type of, they're only hearing the commercial type of music. You know what I mean? That's all they're hearing. So you can't blame the kids for sounding how they sound and for wanting the bag and wanting to sound like this particular artist or that particular artist, because that's what they hear. That's what they see. So in order for us to see any difference in that, we're going to have to change the narrative. The program director's going to have to mix it up a little bit more. They're going to have to. And they're going to have to play more Goodie. They're going to have to play more PE. They're going to have to play more KRS-One. They're going to have to play more Scarface so that people can understand and get that there is alternative to what they hear. It doesn't all have to be just like this. When we were growing up, we listened to all that old school stuff.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Cook.
Because that's what they were playing on the radio. And that's what they were playing in these skating rinks. They were playing it. Our parents were playing it. The radio was playing it. The skating rinks were playing it. So we were influenced by that particular sound. Also, when I was younger, hip hop wasn't as big as it is right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I was coming up, man, it was 30, 40 hip hop artists in the whole United States of America that was big. Now it's 1,000.
Keyword, they were big, and that's not even talking about the underground.
I ain't talking about the underground. I'm talking about maybe they were big time artists at that particular time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now big time artists, it's 30, 40 come out per minute, per day. You know what I mean? If you could listen to the radio and they play so many different artists that sound just like artists, I'm always thinking that somebody is somebody when it ain't even the person I'm thinking it is. Always. I always think, man, ain't that this person? They're like, no, that ain't Future. Dang, I thought that was Future. Man, that ain't that T.I. No, that ain't T.I. That's such and such. Oh my goodness. Ain't that, this person, like, stuff sound alike. Because why? That's what the radio is making these kids think. If you want a hit record, it's got to sound like this record. So they're not playing that the oldies but goodies anymore like they did when we were growing up. They're not playing that R&B that we grew up on anymore. They playing the X-rated versions of R&B right now. When we were growing up, it was love music. Everything was about love.
And they could sing, and they could actually sing.
They could blow back in the days. Right. But the music these days, if you could hold a note a little bit and you talking about something that's super sexy, man, hey man, you might be on the radio. You might be okay. Very few it's no more groups. Back then we had boys and men, and when I was in college, we had Boys and Men. We had New Edition when I was growing up.
Monica would come later.
I mean, you had Monica, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just so many good singers and groups that was coming along that could sound good, harmonizing and all that type of stuff. You don't hear that anymore. Because why? Everything is done at a fast pace right now. And everybody's chasing a bag right now. Everybody's really concerned with how much money I can make. And, I want to get that bag. I want to get all this money. I want to get these plays. The sad part about it, the powers that be making it where the artists can't really even make that much money off music no more.
Damn 360 deals.
You got 360 deals, you got streaming deals, so it's not even actual physical products going to the store a lot of time. It's only digital downloads. You know what I'm saying? Then so now you're looking at it, if you really sit back and think about it, do you even really own the album that you just bought? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you say that you're gonna have that forever, that you can pass that down through generations? If they cut your phones and the internet off, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
We got to ask you about this while you're running with it, because you scored 10 touchdowns in that soliloquy alone. Physical albums, because everything's gone digital. What is your opinion of how valuable physicals are today?
They're extremely valuable. I'm actually in the process of about to get mine pressed up now to put some physical albums together, because that way you can connect with your audience forever. If they don't realize it, man, I can pull up a CD from 20, 30 years ago that I got in my collection, and I can listen to that as many times as I want. I can enjoy it. I can take it, put it in my car. I can take it, put it in my CD player. I can make mix CDs off of different songs if I want. It's mine. I can get my artist, take it to the concert, get the artist to sign it. Now I got a autograph signature.
King, we still got him on? Okay, he went out on us. We bring him back in.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him back in. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Man, look. Thank you. Look, we still going strong with this interview. T-Mo Goodie of the Goodie Mob, legendary. There he is. We got him back.
Yeah, I had to kick him off for a minute. I'm gonna bring him back though.
Okay, we get him back. Yeah, man, but this has been this has been amazing.
Yeah, and also big shout out to King for tapping in with us, man.
Yes, absolutely. We love you. Thank you. And also too, we got to shout out our people in Atlanta. You know, Erica and BMF Cast, the Gisurf. Get yourself some Rich Friends store, South Lake Mall. Y'all check them out as well. I mean, look, Atlanta is still live. It's still going strong. You know, it's still. I mean, look, the mecca of HBCUs especially, you know, Morris Brown, Spelman, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta. I mean, the list goes on, you know, downtown, Peachtree, Old Atlanta Road, 85. I mean, Blue Flame Lounge, of course. Magic City is still going strong. I mean, shout out to Mr. Magic, the Magic City Kitchen, the Magic City Ladies, Blue Flame, man, I mean... And we still got a whole lot of show to go. What we looking like, King? We got him back in yet? Are we about to?
Yeah, he's coming right now. How we going?
Okay, right on cue. Go ahead, Mo. Yeah, there he is. Go ahead.
Physical copies, man. These physical copies is how artists got rich. You know how these independent artists got rich selling. You can sell them out the trunk, $10 a pop, man. You sell 100,000. You do the math on that. You know what I mean? That's $1 million. So
look at what J. Cole did with his college tour, you know, in terms of how he was selling his album.
He's taking it back to
that. Perfect segue, Mo. You're still active, you're still astute, you're still an academic, you're still a scholar and a gentleman. Tell us about your new project and what was the inspiration behind it?
Man, the inspiration behind it was really to enlighten the people on my contribution to hip hop, my contribution to the Goodie Mob, and my contribution to the Dungeon family. I want the people to know that, you know, where I came from, what I'm about, who is T-Mo, and where you at right now, T-Mo, in your music, in your life, in your career. Where are you? What are you doing right now? So that was the perfect title to me. And not only that, I got that title from my experience at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My brothers Outkast decided they wanted to make sure that all of us got into the doggone into the show. They wanted to make sure that all of us came in, that all of us were there. So they got us all that. They paid for our flights. They paid for our hotel.
Wow.
Man, they're my brothers, man, to the end. That's the true love of who we are as a Dungeon family, man. Them boys are hub. They the centerpiece. They made sure we got in the show. They had a bunch of tickets to make sure we got in the show. And what happened is we weren't all sitting together. We were spread and scattered around the entire building. Some of us on this side, that side, everywhere around. So Drake sent everybody a text, put the group text together, and said when we go up on stage, we want to do it like we did the Source Awards. We want everybody to come up on the stage with us. You know what I'm saying? When we giving our speech. Man, we thought that was noble of him, honorable of him, and a true brother. So when it came time, it got close. Everybody started working their way down. Now I couldn't see nobody. We was all spread it around. So me and Cool Breeze sat together. We went down. We ended up being on the opposite side of the stage. So by us being on the opposite side of the stage, I was gonna try to walk across the stage, you know, before they gave that speech. So the security was like, no, you can't do that. You can't walk across the stage. So I'm like, hold on, I'm getting frustrated now. I'm like, hold on, man, you're gonna have to let us cross, man. This some bull crap, man. Them boys flew us down here. They want us to be a part of this. You know, what's going on? So I look up, while I'm arguing, I see Cool Breeze getting up on the stage. So I'm like, how did he get over there? So this joker done got there. To this day, I don't know how he got up on the stage, how he got across like that. Well, the security lady said, come on, I'm gonna walk you across. Come on with me. So I walked across as Dre was giving his speech, and out the clear blue sky, he looked over at me, and I had my hands held up like, golly, you know, I can't even get up there on the stage. They won't let me up. So that's when he looked up and he was like, T-Mo, where you at, man? Like, where you at? Like the beginning of my Where You At song, it was literally a sample. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is when he was telling me, like, wait a minute, where you at, man? Why? You gotta be up here. Like, come on up here, man. They ain't gonna lock us up. They ain't gonna lock us up. We good, man. Come on up here. So I said, wow, he turned a moment that I was ticked off about. He's turning into like a personal moment for myself. I actually got, you know, some light under the sun. You know what I'm saying? I got some love in front of the entire people. I got a moment. You know what I mean? It gave me my own personal moment. So it really felt refreshing and felt good. So I decided, you know what? I want that to be my lead off, because I had already had the whole album recorded, but I wanted to figure out how I can incorporate that into the album, because I just felt like that meant so much to me, and that meant so much to the direction I was moving in hip hop and where I am today. I could connect it all, and that's exactly what I did, man. That's exactly what I did. I had producers on that, Nick Fury. I had my homeboy Mac and Chef, and I produced one on there myself, and I had my homeboy DJ Speedy. I got songs like Bourbon on Ice, Make a Brother Think Twice. Bourbon on Ice, Make a Brother Think Twice. It's talking about more than just me having a glass of bourbon on ice, which is my favorite drink. But it's also telling people to think twice before you get behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Before you know, I can't say that right now I'm on probation right now for wrecking my car 20 months ago, driving drunk, coming home, you know, one night drinking too much liquor. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be transparent enough because I want somebody to learn something from this. I'm driving, you know, at home. I could have easily been dead or could have easily killed somebody, which I'm so thankful I didn't do either one of them. But I ended up wrecking my car, flipping it down the embankment, and
Good
getting
Lord.
out of scratch. Yeah, I ain't have a scratch on me, man. Climbed out the car totaled. The wheels came off the car, glass busted, the doggone airbags popped out all over the windows, all over the cars, everywhere. And I went to jail, man. I went to jail that night. You know, and I was sitting in jail the entire time just talking to myself saying, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. I couldn't stop saying that. That's all I kept telling myself. I can't believe this. I said, this is amazing. I'm in jail. This is amazing to me. I cannot believe I did it. I waited all the way till I'm this old to decide this when I want to tear my car up and go to jail for DUI. I done been driving like this so long, it finally caught up with me. So really what I do is I take a negative situation and I learn from it. I say, you know what, this ain't nothing but a blessing right here. This is a blessing telling me to change what I'm doing right now for the better if I want to continue to live. You know, drinking was getting the best of me. You know, I ain't gonna front. I was a heavy drinker. I was drinking a little bit more than I need to be drinking because I had access to it at all times. Every show we do, they giving us liquor. Every show, you got this bottle, you got that bottle in the dressing room. They want, you know, ain't nobody drinking it but me. Everybody drink. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna enjoy this. So I just felt like I just needed to be drinking. Now I ain't had a drink in 5 months, and I feel real good. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like I got purpose all over again. And I'm not ashamed of looking at myself when I take pictures. I could see the drunk on myself when I used to drink and take photos and be like, man, I see it, man. I'm droozy. I'm droopy. I'm looking like, man, at the drunk look. So hopefully that Bourbon on Ice, man, will make a brother think twice, man. I got brothers like, I got songs like I See Why on there. You know, people say icy. And what it is icy. It's ice cold, man. And that's the way that I was feeling at the moment when I got a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I got divorced. And it wasn't because of the alcohol. It was just life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
general,
right.
you know, in general, because I got 20 years with the young lady and 3 kids. So, you know, she moved her way, I moved mine. I got a brand new life right now, a brand new girl, brand new feelings, new energy, everything new, man. So, but I see why. You know what I'm saying? And I just want people to really connect to that record because I've been getting super feedback on that record. A lot of people been showing love on that. And Victim, I got a song on that called Victim, man. It's showing that I can't consider myself the victim. I ain't no Karen. So I always try to learn, like I say, from all my mistakes and to never look at myself as a victim, and I'm not a narcissist either. But I've been around a bunch of narcissists, so I have learned from them. And a lot of them be feeling victimized. So that's why I did that song, you know what I'm saying? Because I done seen it all, you know, through the victim's eyes, you know what I'm saying? I done been a victim before of being around narcissistic type people, man. And it ain't fun, man. Being a narcissist is a disease. And I ain't here to cure it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about it on my record. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
I got records like Attention, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get the people's attention with some positive, you know, words of encouragement on my record, you know, stuff that you can touch, talking about, you know, how these kids, you know, glorifying jail time and going to jail and how, you know, that ain't fashionable and that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to grab somebody's attention with some positive music. You know what I'm saying? I got songs like FDS, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about the politics. You know,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just talking about politics, lies, and chicks. You know what I'm saying? All that's going on around us, don't get caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? I got songs like Laid Back. You know what I'm saying? Just get your laid back, you know, just lay back, chill, and enjoy the ride. That's all I want to do right now is lay back, chill, and enjoy this ride that God put me on and live it as long as he allowed me to live it in good standing. I want in good measures. I want to be healthy, happy, and productive and prosperous and keep pushing, man. That's what I want to keep doing. I got songs like Sitting on Ready, Waiting on Gold. I've been doing that for too long, you know what I'm saying? So now I feel like it's my time to shine, and I've been sitting down for a long time, and now I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I've been sitting on ready, you know, sitting on that red light, waiting on the green light, and the green light right in my face, and it's time to pop loose right now, man. And I signed off, and I really spearheaded this entire record with the song called ATL. You know what I'm saying? ATL was the one that I just was letting people know I'm still here. That's what I've been representing. I'm one of the founding fathers of the ATL representatives. And I just wanted to let people hear some of that old school stuff that'll touch their spirit. And it did. When they play that record and people heard that record, they was like, boy, Mo, you took me all the way back, man, to the skate rink days, man. You took me back to high school. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about Down by Law and the Stray Cats and, you know what I'm saying, all the kids that was, you know, in different types of gangs around the city and different dance groups around the city. You know, man, he took me back. And that's what I was just trying to do, man. Just take folks back, you know, to where we grew up around and the fun times we had, you know. And those just some of the songs that's on the album, man. But this album really is going to be bigger than the album because I got my homeboy writing a series that I hopefully will make it to Netflix one day or either the Tubi or something one day, just so people can really, really connect with me, the whole Goodie Mob, Outkast, the whole Dungeon family, and the whole ATL community. Some of the stuff that I was touching on, like high school, like the Phoenix Dance Club, like the Freaknik, and just some of those types of things are definitely incorporated in
How far are you all on that project in terms of footage?
Footage, we're still writing it right now. We're still writing because it was gonna initially become a movie. We wanted to do a movie, but it was so much information that the guy that's writing it for me said, man, it's just a whole lot more. You just keep adding to it every day. You just keep coming with so much. We need to do like a series, and those are really popular right now. People are doing all these different series as opposed to movies because it's like a continuation of a movie. You are able to continue and keep going and keep spinning off. So all the information and the things that I want to say and incorporate in my movie, we'll have time in a 6 series, 6 series. You know what I mean? We do 6 shots, 6 movies, man, 6 opportunities to get people the opportunity to see what ATL was about, where we came from, how our humble beginnings were, and where we are today. I just want to update from where we came from and where we are today. And that's
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you in the DM, T-Mac.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I got 2 questions submitted to me. I want to ask T-Mac. Number 1, this cat here want to know what was it like working with DJ Muggs and you guys making that connection in 1997 on the Soul Assassins project, and then him doing the follow-up on Still Standing.
Man, it was like family, man. We actually met DJ Muggs because the first time we went out to LA, I wanted to hook up and meet Cypress Hill. So we met Cypress Hill, Be Real, and I was like, Be Real, man, I hear you got the best weed in town, man. I want to get some from you. And so, man, I will be honest, man, I was getting it from Be Real, man, Dr. Green Thumb. So, but when I hooked up with Dr. Green Thumb hooked us up with the legendary DJ Muggs, man. And DJ Muggs just received us so well. He took us out to dinner. We sat down.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He was just such a brother, man. I mean, he took us out to dinner. He took us around LA, showed us some things, and took us to the studio. And when I say he one of the realest, he sat right down and produced that beat in our face. He didn't just throw off. He did a long time ago that he had done. He had been working on. He said, okay, I want to tailor-make something to this moment right now. And we actually put together the beat on Houston Street in New York City.
Soho, okay. South of House, yeah.
Yeah, we hooked up with him in LA. We met him in LA. We connected with Green Thumb, all them out of LA, but we ended up doing that beat when we were in the studio, in his personal studio at his house in New York. So it was great, man. It just really we really connected with the entire family like we were family, man. We were on their commercials. If you can go back and look at some of those magazines, that we were modeling their clothing line. My Dungeon Family tattoo was done by the legendary Cartoon.
Mr. Cartoon, shout out, yes.
But Mr. Cartoon did My Dungeon Family. He the one, and he free. I was just telling somebody how good he was just today. Just how he didn't have no stencil to make the letters. He did it with a Sharpie. He didn't have no ruler or nothing. It's so straight. There's nothing crooked about no letter, nothing. He did it all with a Sharpie. So them boys are really, really got some real talent out there, man. And they kind of recognize our talent. I guess, game recognized game.
Man, look, that situation about the series you're developing, T-Max and VA, that's my IG. I'm gonna hit you in the DM with my math. I might be able. I'm gonna hit you with something, and we'll see what we can do with that in terms of helping you with that.
Thank you.
I'll hit you out. I'll hit you after the show. I'm gonna hit you after the show. Okay. Now
I got one more question. I got one more question submitted too.
All right.
Yeah, I want to get these submissions out the way, man, because y'all got to give me some good stuff to ask. Man.
Yes.
Yeah. So this question here, he wants to know that were you guys originally supposed to be on the Tupac One Nation project?
Yes, we were supposed to be on there with Pop. We went to the studio with Pop when we did a show out. We did the House of Blues with the Fugees and the Roots. Pop came to the show, asked us to come back to the studio with him. We went back to the studio with him the next day, and man, he said he gave us some beats to listen to. He was actually recording on the good. What was it? I forgot what the name of that record was, but he was recording a record where he gave us a shout out on that record. But he told us he wanted us to be on that record with him, and that we were gonna get back in the studio with him real soon, man. But I ain't gonna lie, something in my spirit just told me that we might not never see him again. And I just don't know why I felt that way. I can't explain it, but I guess it was just how I just knew it. We all knew he had so many haters out there, all over
Right,
the
right.
world that we just, well, I was worried about him. I ain't gonna lie, I was worried. And, the inevitable happened, man. I'm so sad, but I'm so happy that I was able to have the opportunity to meet him. I wish we could have done that One Nation record. It would have really been huge. But I still got a good relationship with his sister, Set. Set love me. I love Set, man. We family for life. So that's what's up. I appreciate you asking. I wish we could have done that record.
Man, look, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Smith and Wesson as well. We interviewed Tech and Steel some years ago. Tremendous guys.
Yes, sir.
We talked to them about that One Nation project as well. They gave us some stories. Y'all check it out on the YouTube Off the Cuff archives with those separate interviews we did with them.
I remember the
Over
studio
35.
I remember the studio session you guys had. He was recording "Hit 'Em Up" and another song called "Good Life" and stuff
Good
like
life.
that.
That was it. I lived a good life. Fuck my foes. God bless the young nigga that trust him. Oh, find a way to stack money, guaranteed to rise. Live a good life. The real nigga don't die. Hey, that's my dog, man. When we walked in the studio, he said Goodie Mob in this motherfucker. Somebody re-recorded and tried to take that off of there. I don't know why, but they did. But it don't matter, man. Pop, we was in there. We walked in there with Pop when he was recording that record, man, and that was the rest. The history was the rest. Big John, the publishing guy, man. He the one took us to meet Pop. Him and Ron Bird. They took us to meet Pop, man, down in the studio, man. It was number love. Pop had the real love for Goodie Mob, and it was real love for him. And I never forget that day as long as I live, man. It was so great. Lisa Lopez came in the studio that day and chilled with us also, man. So it was family oriented and number love.
Man, I mean, when you think about over 35 years of what you all, from the start to where it is now, you've seen the highs and lows, the glitz and the glamour and glitz, the grind and the grace, ups and downs, but losing some of the people along the way. For Pac, Left Eye, and we can't forget Rico Wade. What was their impact on the game and their legacy for what they contributed to the culture?
Oh my goodness, man. Their legacy and what they contributed to the culture will live forever. Just like them and their names, man, and their legacy. We know there's a statue on the Low Drive with Rico Wade's face on it, explaining who he loved, explaining his background and everything he contributed to the hip hop game from Atlanta, GA, and from East Point, Atlanta. So big up to Rico Wade. This year, at the birthday bash, Goodie Mob is receiving the Rico Wade Award. They just called us today and told us, so it's a real big honor, man. Left Eye, that was my sister. I used to, go over her house and kick it and just have fun, play cards, stay up all night drinking and just cutting up and having a good time. And she was like a real sister to me. Pop, man, he always was talking to me through his sister. His sister Set used to braid my hair. He always was telling us, he wanted to do something with us and he wanted to get with us. And he just loved our music and appreciated us for the way we were bringing music. He liked what we talked about. He liked the direction that we were coming from. And he was like, man, y'all boys, y'all real, man. Y'all like that, but I love what y'all coming with, man. Y'all real. And so, just to hear that coming from him, it just meant so much to me, being that he was a real big influence on me. Him and Thug Life and all that Tupacalypse Now, was just music that motivated us and stuff that helped to shape and mold us into the artists that we are today.
We think about that time, and you all being that first generation, And then bringing it to the second generation, we got T.I., rest in peace to Shorty Low from Bowen, Jeezy, Gucci, Ludacris. And even in the mix, there was a young nigga who was still doing his thing and ended up being one of the greatest ever, Lil Jon. you know, so he was kind of that bridge that was going in as well for that next generation. How does it feel to know of what you all have achieved and how you have influenced that next generation? Because that Atlanta tree is a damn forest. I mean, with everybody that's come from it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. People don't realize this, man, because he came a little bit after us, but Lil Jon is my OG. You know what I'm saying? Lil Jon older than all us, older than all the people you holler about. You know what I'm saying? Lil Jon graduated 1 year before I did. And this was funny about it. I grew up with Lil Jon. Jonathan Smith. Jonathan Smith used to skateboard. I remember Lil Jon when he was a skateboarder, before he even started DJing. I remember when he took up an interest for DJing. The good thing about it, he lived as a Huxtable. His parents were doctors and lawyers. You know what I mean? So he had some real deal money. They had a pool, he had a tennis court. He had all that stuff growing up, man. So we would go over Jonathan's house, man, and just kick it, man. Just kick it, try to learn how to skateboard. We would skate downtown. And, he was real good friends with another guy who I grew up with named Robert McDowell, who ended up being his manager. So, yeah, those are my partners, man. So to see Lil Jon sprout was big, because I remember when Lil Jon used to work for So Def, and I used to try to see if he could get us into So Def to let Jermaine listen to our music. We were trying to get signed by Jermaine because he was the man. He had Crisscross.
Right.
And Lil Jon worked for him. So people probably don't even realize that, but he did, man. And then once he broke off and decided to do his own music, and people took him dead serious, man. Hey, it was beautiful to me. I'm like, dang, look at Jon. Like, Jon, he's stepping up, boy. He doing his thing. And to see him now, rest in peace to his son, man. Oh my God, man.
Right.
Just by you saying that,
yeah.
I just had to just put that out there, man, because
please.
Hurt tremendously. I actually had an opportunity to meet the young man, but that's a very touching subject, a very touching thing to happen. And I really pray for Lil Jon. I pray that everybody out there, just send their condolences and their prayer to him and his family at this very, very trying moment. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be tomorrow having a legacy, a life celebration for his son in a private location. So I'll be able to hopefully see him tomorrow and touch him and, show him some love and let him know, how I feel about him, and let him know we love him. Anything we can do to try to make things a little lighter weight for him. I'm here for it, man. But T.I., Jeezy, all them boys, Gucci, man, they love us. T.I., I remember T.I. when he came on the bus, we was shooting the Dirty South video. He was a little kid. I didn't know what he did. I was like, okay. KP brought him in. He was like, this Tip. I was like, okay. What did he do? You know what I'm saying? He said, he rapper? Like, what's he do? He looked cool, but what's he do? So I didn't know that he rapped at the time. I didn't know what exactly his position was. I didn't know if he was trying to get a job with LaFace or what. But once I heard him get signed to LaFace, I heard his music, I'm like, oh, that's dope. But him and LA didn't work out. But just to show you his passion was there. He kept pushing and kept going, and blew up so big where he earned LA respect. He made LA be mad. He let that one go. That's one big fish LA let go. He missed out on that one. There, man. Where he had it in his hand, missed out on that one.
But LA got Jeezy though. Where he missed with T.I., he made sure he got Jeezy.
Yeah, he wasn't no fool on that one, and that was due to the OG Shake, man, Shakir Stewart. Rest in peace,
Shakir. Man. Rest in peace, Shakir, man.
Shakir was my dog, man. He was rolling with us when we got signed, man. One of the OGs, and was talking to us and telling us what we needed to be doing to make ourselves better, business wise, artistic wise. He was a real gentleman, man, a real good guy. To learn from and to be around, man. So big up to him, man, for sure, man. Gucci, man, I remember he fell in love with Cujo. We had a whole lot of love for Joe. Cujo was on, I think, one of his first albums. Cujo was rapping on
Okay.
that with. You know, we was in the studio. I remember we was at Passport. He was like, Cujo, man, come here, man. I want you to get on this record. Cujo went down there, got on the record with him. I said, okay, look at that boy. But Gucci Man wasn't who he was today. But that just goes to show you how humble we were as artists. Because we didn't know him. You know, he knew us, but we didn't know who he was. But Joe went and jumped on the record. He ain't charged him nothing. You know what I mean? He just wanted to go get in there and get on the record with whoever we thought might be hot one day. You know what I'm saying? Just because they were passionate about what they were doing. So I love that generation of hip hop. That's one of the that second that round two, them boys, you know, they got the bag, and that's usually how it is. We open the door, and once the door wide open, you know, they just come walk on in on top of the red carpet and get what's due. So, you know, big up to them.
Man, when you think about that California connection to Georgia, because Shakir was born in the Bay Area, you know, of course, y'all work with Muggs. You know, I mean, it's, I mean, it shows hip hop is indeed universal, and you never know how people are gonna meet and connect. I mean, shout to Jeezy and them, the whole CTE, him, Boo Rossini, Snoop 11, that whole crew, Big Meech.
Yeah.
You know, Jeezy, a good friend of mine. You know, this is why we do shows like this, T, because we want legends like yourself to be recognized and for people to respect the history. You have no idea how much we appreciate this and how much this means to us for you to entrust your story and your history with us.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
It's very a big appreciation. Now, you know, we probably about to wrap it up. We need probably one more small favor if you could. Now, you know, we about to shut the show down, but if you could give us like a quick mini drop, like an off the cuff radio shout out, it would definitely be appreciative.
Okay. Just let me know what I need to say.
Yeah, you could just say, yeah, this is T-Mo Goodie giving a big shout out to Off the Cuff Radio, representing the ATL Goodie Mob. You know, put your spin to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy T-Mo Goodie, representing 1-4 for Goodie Mob, and I'm doing it real big on Off the Cuff Radio, shouting A-Town style to the fullest.
We appreciate it. And I mean, and of course, the Bay Area representative, Fleetwood. I mean, putting all this together, you know, this is what it's all about, the camaraderie, and, you know, just the coalescence. Do want to have one quick question before we jump off. What do artists need to understand about how we need to increase the peace and not increase the violence? You know, in terms of diss tracks, and even if there's a problem, not put it all out there.
Well, really, man, what we need to understand as a people and as artists, man, we need each other. Just understand, brother to brother, we need each other, brother. Look at the other races and how they connect with each other and how they support each other. Let's, instead of fighting, instead of killing, instead of being jealous of another brother, learn something from another brother. Support another brother. Be that supporter. Make that difference. Be the one, be that diamond in the rough that make a difference. Don't follow along with everybody else with that dumb stuff, man. If anything, man, you could learn something from a brother. You're going to be able to make money with brothers, network with brothers. That's what we're trying to do right now. That's what we're trying to build. We're trying to build legacy in our community, man. If we're going to do that, we got to do it through unity, y'all.
That's what it is. On that note, with those powerful and profound words of wisdom, I mean, T-Mo, this has absolutely been phenomenal. You know, you're welcome back anytime. This is, tell anybody else from the crew, man. We would love to have them on if they'll do it. Send our condolences to Little John from Off the Cuff Radio. Anybody you know, they can be established, they can be independent, they can be up and coming. Shit, we'll have them.
What's up? We got some more people for you, for sure.
Absolutely. And I'll hit you in the DM after the show and I'll give you that info. Anything you want to close it out with before we wrap up for the night?
I just want everybody out there, man, to check out that new T-Mo Goodie, where you at, man. Get that record And hit me on my DM on Instagram, T-Mo Goodie. Hit me on IG, T-Mo Goodie. Facebook, T-Mo Goodie. Hit me on TikTok, T-Mo Goodie. Hit me on Twitter X, T-Mo Goodie. And let me know. Give me your honest opinion. Give me your feelings on the album. Let me know what you think. Much love to y'all. I appreciate you. Stay focused. Stay blessed. Stay determined. Stay motivated. Stay inspired. A-time.
All right.
That's how we put it down. King, take us out of here, brother.
On that note, we up out of here. Big shout out to the Dungeon family. Big shout out to Fleetwood for making this connection happen. And we're going to have more work down lined up, man. So check us out this Friday night. We're going to be live with Chris Crack, representing Chicago. So we up out of here.
Peace, y'all. One.
Peace.